Some decisions we think we make with the heart, but in truth, they're made with emptiness. Her name was Emma, 28 years old, an independent fashion designer. She lived in London, in a small but charming flat, filled with plants, fabrics, mismatched mugs, and sketches taped to the walls. Emma had the kind of beauty that didn't shout, but drew you in gently. An honest gaze, a deep laugh, and that way of leaning in when she spoke, as if sharing a secret. She was living with Tom. For 6 years, they had met by chance. On a rainy morning, she had taken shelter in a little cafe, and he was there, writing, headphones on, focused. She sat at his table without noticing. He looked up, their eyes met, and it felt like something quietly clicked into place. It wasn't love at first sight. No, more like recognition, as if their souls had crossed paths before. Tom wasn't flashy. He was quiet, observant. He wrote stories he rarely showed anyone, and dreamed of one day publishing a novel that would truly touch people. They started spending time together, without admitting they were dating. First coffees, then walks, then long shared silences. And one day, they simply never left each other again. Their life was modest, full of calculated ends of the month, meals improvised from leftovers, a heater that often broke down, but also evenings under a blanket, watching old films, or commenting on people passing by. He loved her steadily, quietly, without glitter, but with the strength of an unspoken vow. And then one day, he went for it, one knee down, a simple ring in a box a bit too big. No speech, just a look, and "Hey, will you?" She laughed, then cried, then said yes. But life sometimes has a cruel sense of irony. 2 months after they got engaged, Emma was invited to present her latest collection at an exclusive showcase for young designers. It was a rare opportunity, a formal evening, a luxurious venue, brilliant people, and she, nervous, but proud of what she had sewn with her own hands. That's when she saw him, James, a man in his 40s, tailored suit, a watch that gleamed subtly, a drink in his hand, and that way of speaking to people, like he was deciding their futures. He came up to her, shook her hand, complimented her designs, and slipped a business card into her palm. "We should talk, you and I. I think your talent deserves more than the shadows." The next day, she called him. Curiosity, ambition, a little pride too. He invited her to lunch, then dinner, then a weekend at a villa, just to talk about her future. James spoke big: investments, expansion, personal branding, runways in Milan, in Paris, collaborations, an office with her name on the door. He looked at her the way Tom no longer did, with desire, with fire. And Emma, she slipped, quietly, almost without noticing. A missed dinner, then two, a few unanswered calls, then a fight, then silence, and finally, a breakup. No yelling, no drama, just that cold moment in the kitchen, when she said, "I'm not sure anymore. I think I need something different." Tom closed his eyes for a long time, then picked up his bag and left, without a word, without looking back. Life with James, at first, was an avalanche of luxury, trips abroad, restaurants where no one checks the prices, people smiling, flattering, a bright, spacious apartment, a wardrobe full of clothes she didn't even wear. She thought she had made it. She thought she had one. But James's fortune was built on sand, shell companies, shady deals, threatening investors. And one day, it all collapsed. Scandal in the press, frozen bank accounts, property seized, friends vanished, and James disappeared without even saying goodbye. Emma was left alone, in an empty apartment, no income, no security, no one. She had to sell her things, look for small jobs. She even considered going back to her parents, but she was too ashamed. Then one morning, walking past a bookstore, she saw him, Tom, on the cover, his novel, a powerful title, raving reviews on display in the window. She went inside, bought the book, read it in one sitting. Every line, every word. It was him. It was them. She wrote to him, a simple letter, long, full of regret, of memories, and a faint, desperate hope. He replied, one sentence: "Some trains, Emma, only pass once." Since then, she lives alone, In a dark studio, at the end of a street where no one waits for her, she works in a small shop, slowly drawing again. But nothing tastes the same. She lost everything. The real, the simple, the true, all for an illusion. Sometimes, when she hears a song, or sees a couple laughing, or a table set for two, she thinks about that stolen croissant, the cafe, that first glance, and she knows you can lose your life, believing you're winning a better one.